G'day and welcome back to another video. I've had a few questions from people just asking me how I go about potting up plants that come bare rooted in the mail. And I feel like that's a very valid question for people that are sort of new to plants, or at least new to buying plants online where the plants are shipped to them bare rooted or semi bare rooted. I send plants semi bare rooted, which means they've taken out of their pot, the dirt shaken off the roots for the most part, and then they are wrapped in sphagnum moss, and then it's sent to the customer. Completely bare rooted, to my knowledge, means that it's just grown in water or something very similar to that, and it's just sent to the customer that way. I call it semi bare rooted because there is still elements of the soil mix attached to the roots. So to paint a picture, imagine that there's a box sitting here. You've just received your plant in the mail. Yay! You're very excited to open it, but then you open it and you realize it's not in a pot, you don't know what you're doing, you start to stress out. Hopefully, customers of mine have read the frequently asked questions section on the website, or they've seen the banner, or they've seen a post that I've posted saying that plants will now arrive bare rooted or semi bare rooted. Sometimes I will send a plant, like for example, this little Spiritus Sancti that somebody's bought. I'll send that in the pot. It's tiny. I don't want to disturb it being so small. So some things like that I still do send in pots, but bigger plants like, this is just a Monstera Borsigiana, that'll be taken out of the pot and sent in moss. So yeah, you've got your box here, you open it up, and if you buy from me, I'm only speaking how I send plants. I can't speak for everybody. You will receive your plant, and imagine this is taped up too. So your box is full of packing peanuts. You move all the stuff around, you find this in there. Usually it's all taped up, but for the sake of this video, I found that unnecessary to actually tape it up. So you will have your little plant. This is a variegated philodendron micans. You will, is it gonna focus on it? I hope so. That'll be in the box. When I pack these plants, there's one long strip of plastic, sticky tape around the plastic. So you've just got to find the start of that. Maybe I should start looping it over so it's easier to pull the sticky tape off. I'll probably do that from now on. So yeah, you've just got to undo that so you can get the plant out. And then very gently, which I don't actually have anything with me right now, which is just a little bit annoying. So very gently, you're going to pull out the plant from the little baggie and try not to make too much of a mess. I should have been more prepared. But then you very gently want to remove the plant from the moss. I'm trying to keep it on camera, but also I don't want it to go everywhere. Sometimes, it should be pretty easy to do, but sometimes the roots do attach to the moss in transit, which is kind of good, which means the plant's still growing while it's in the box. But it should come like that. You can see that like there's still dirt attached to the roots. I shouldn't say dirt. There's still substrate attached to the roots, which is completely fine. When you get it, let me just clean up. So the first thing that you want to do when you get this plant out of the box, out of the bag, out of the moss, is get it into another potting media. You either will use leca or a potting mix or mab, whatever your preferred method is. You need to get it into something. I obviously prefer potting mix. I don't grow plants unless they grow in potting mix. I don't care for things that are super needy. So quite simply, and I'm going to assume that the audience has no idea what to do. That's what my channel is based off, teaching people from the absolute scratch how to do things. So you want to get a pot. Generally, when I ship plants, they will go into a 100 ml pot. I don't often ship them too much bigger than that because it takes too much room in a box. Shipping just gets blown out. Sometimes I'll send them smaller, like I said with the Spiritus Sancti, but if I do, they'll typically stay in the pot. So when you get your plants from me, usually they'll go into a 100 ml pot, but it comes down to preference and just making the right judgment, I'd say. But this micans came out of this pot for this video, so it's gone back in this pot. So what you want to do, get your little spade, whatever you want to call it, shovel, trowel, I don't know, and put like that much, I'd say. like half a spade's worth into the pot. Just enough to fill the bottom and a little bit more, maybe 2 inches. You know what? No, let's do maybe 3 inches. That's better. So 3 inches. Maybe 2 inches from the top. Then you're going to put your little plant in there. I put it right in the middle. Hopefully you can see this. And then I hold it with my fingers, so then it stays in the middle. And then get the roots in there. And then you're just going to top it up. Hopefully this was all on camera. I give it a little bit of a tap because you don't want too big of an air pocket in the pot. And then, yeah. You want to give it a water straight after doing that too, just so then it can hydrate. And that also helps to eliminate air pockets, things like that. Definitely need to water your plants in after you pot them up. That's pretty much it when it comes to potting up plants that you receive from me. Other people may do it differently. I used to send in the pots, but the shipping was just astronomical. It was not worth it for me as a business. But also I've started to send plant cuttings now. So I'll do another video on how to deal with those when you receive those as well. But hopefully I've answered all the questions you may have regarding potting up plants that you receive from Elusive Plants. If I have missed anything, then by all means, reach out, leave a comment on this video. I will answer as soon as possible. I may even do a follow-up video. I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you found this helpful. And I'll see you in the next video. Hooray! Also, ignore the Rhaphidophora that I had in the corner. I cut it up in the middle of winter, just expecting it to propagate because it's such an easy plant. Turns out, no, it's just rotted away. Don't judge me. We all make mistakes.